Thanks for tuning in live to Toronto Business Summit, the largest business marketing event in Canada. And now your host, Max Carter.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. We have a special guest today from faraway Australia. He's Paul Ramondo from paulramondo.com. He helps entrepreneurs with sales funnels and Facebook ads. So welcome, Paul. How are you today?
Very well. Thank you very much for having me, Max. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us today. So, Paul, I know a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, they heard a term sales funnels. They probably read something about it, but it's a really kind of big area of expertise. So what I want to do today is kind of narrow it down into some actionable steps people can take to improve their businesses today. So let's dive in. What sales funnels are and why are they so effective?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess in a nutshell, the best way to think about a sales funnel or a digital marketing funnel, other people might call it like a sales pipeline or like the buyer journey. Basically, they are a multivariate, multi-step system that in most cases, if they've been set up correctly, will guide your prospect or your lead towards the desired action that your business has, for example, making a sale in a non-invasive way, right? So basically, that really means like it's a set of automated things that you've set up, whether it be online or in person, and these aren't exclusive to digital marketing. They can be in real life as well. That's where they all started. And basically, they help guide your customers or your prospective customers to the process of, or through the process of learning about your business, learning about your products and services, and then eventually the goal of the funnel is to make them purchase from you.
So what are the kind of stages of a funnel? How does it?
Yeah.
You can envision it probably. That's why they're
absolutely.
Funnel as a funnel, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you think of a funnel, like a water funnel is basically kind of like this, and you're taking a lot of quantity of something and bringing it and filtering it down into a small quantity of something. So if you apply that kind of analogy to a sales funnel or a digital marketing funnel, basically you're taking as many people that are in your target audience as possible at the top of your funnel, and you're guiding them all the way through the stages of your funnel to the very end of your funnel. And at the end of your funnel is basically you're going to be left with the people that are purchasing your product. So there are a lot of different stages and a lot of different names for the stages of funnels, but I think the easiest way to explain them is just break down into 3 phases. And at the top of your funnel, you've basically got your attraction phase. And the attraction phase of your funnel is basically where you're trying to get as many people, as many window shoppers as possible to learn about your business, whether it's online or whether it's, in real life. If it's online, like in the awareness phase of your funnel, you could do this by, sending out or building a blog article to attract visitors to your website to learn more about that blog article. And in that blog article, you'd really want to focus on being really value orientated and providing as much value as possible and as much utility as possible, right? And the whole purpose of bringing those people to the top of your funnel with a piece of content or with some other form of utility that's going to bring or make people aware of your business at the top of your funnel is to really siphon out anyone that's not relevant to your business, right? So if we're going to let's use the Facebook ads as an example. So let's say that Give me an example business. Give me any type of example business.
Probably the most popular here in Canada is a construction business.
Construction, perfect. All right, perfect. So let's say let's narrow it down a little bit further, and let's say that we're doing residential construction, right? We're building
kitchen
homes.
renovation. Kitchen renovation.
Perfect. Kitchen renovation. So a great way to attract a bunch of, let's say using Facebook as your channel to attract cold prospects to your funnel. One of the best ways to attract people to the very top of your funnel, that awareness phase, that attraction phase, would be to create some kind of content marketing. If it's for a kitchen renovation company, let's say you put together like an infographic or a blog article, like seven must-know tips for renovating your kitchen this summer, right? Something like that. Yeah. And basically, you'd want to send that piece of content out to, obviously it's full of value, and you want to send that content out to people that are in your target market, and you want to get as many people as possible to, basically put their hand up and be like, yes, I want to learn more about that. Now, the people that are putting their hand up and be like, yes, I want to learn more about that, when you put out that piece of content, that article, basically what they're saying to you is, yes, they're already in your target market. Yes, they're interested in the content you're putting out, And if they're interested in the content you're putting out, if you've reverse engineered that content because you're trying to sell, say, kitchen renovation services at the end of your funnel, or you're trying to generate leads for kitchen renovation services at the end of your funnel, then that's going to be wicked, because what that's telling you is that people that are looking at that article are maybe potentially in the market to renovate their kitchen in the next few months or this summer, right? So basically, that's your first phase of your funnel. That's the attraction, the awareness phase of your funnel. And then in the middle of your funnel, you've got 3 stages. In the middle of your funnel, you've got what I like to call the courtship phase of your funnel, right? And in the courtship phase of your funnel, what you want to do is escalate the relationship that you have with those people that have clicked on that blog article in the awareness phase, the attraction phase of your funnel. And you want to basically learn more about them. You want to build a better relationship with them. And a way in which you can do that is by offering what's known as a lead magnet. And if you don't know what a lead magnet is, it's basically just like a small slice of value that you offer to people in your potential audience. And you offer that small slice of value, and it's a lot more value than what you would have in like a blog article. And you offer that small slice of value to them in exchange for some form of currency. And the form of currency you would basically be asking them for in this situation would be their contact details, or most commonly like their first name and email address, right? Now, it's a bit different if you're building a funnel for, say, a lead gen purpose as opposed to, say, selling a product purpose. The way in which you go about building your funnel, there's slight differences, or there's a few differences between both. But essentially, a lead magnet's a great way to, build your email list, build your potential customer list, and also provide more value and build that relationship with more customers. So that's basically what's happening in the courtship stage of your funnel. Before I continue, do you have any questions?
No, so I just wanted to kind of clarify. So the first thing when you kind of the first stage of the funnel is you get as many cold prospects and maybe warm prospects, anyone to enter your funnel. Then,
correct,
as they kind of enter your like blog post, it can be anything really. The way people enter the funnel, it can be
right. If it's the kitchen renovation business, let's say you're trying to lead gen for potential. Let's say that you go and fit out new kitchens for people in Toronto, right?
Yep.
If you're, I don't know what the suburbs of Toronto are, but let's say you're doing it in Montreal, right?
Yep.
In Quebec. So if you're doing it for mainly the CBD of Montreal, then you might want to drive traffic instead of using Facebook ads. You might want to drive traffic to the very top of your funnel using, say, Google AdWords or search engine optimization. And for lead gen, Google AdWords and SEO is quite awesome because it allows you to answer the problem or solve the problem that your audience is already having. And the simple answer to that problem that your audience is having is your business's services, right? So that's a really great way to basically cut through all the noise and get somewhat qualified leads or, warm prospective leads to your business straight away. And you can pretty much, get rid of that attraction phase of your funnel and go straight down to building the relationship. So yeah, that's what would be happening at the top of your funnel.
And on the next stage, you kind of start building the relationship and kind of segment people into who is more likely to buy it and who is not a great fit for your company, and you kind of
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, that's totally correct. And you can do that in lots of different ways. Like I said before, you can use a lead magnet, or you could basically it could be if you want to go straight to talking to someone on the phone, especially if you're a service-oriented business, that might be the best way to do it. Because, a lot of people want to interact with humans, but a lot of people also don't want to interact with humans. So, you could segment your audience based on, people that really want to talk to a human being about their problem, and people that are like, I don't like humans, they all suck, I just want to talk to the computer. And you can segment it that way. And both are correct because both are mapping to the psychology of different people in your target market.
Yeah. And then the next stage would be the
final stage of your funnel is what I like to call the commitment stage, right? So the commitment stage of your funnel is essentially, if we're using the analogy of dating someone or building a relationship with someone, the commitment stage of your funnel is essentially the final stage. It's basically where, you make the proposal to, you get down on one knee and you take out a ring and you make the proposal to your customer. And that's just a nice analogy and a nice way of saying, it's time to ask your customers to commit to you, and it's time to ask them to give you their money, right? And the whole reason I use kind of like the analogy of dating when explaining how to build a funnel. So, you got the attraction stage when you first become attracted to someone. Then you've got like the courtship stage where you're, going on a few dates with your customers, so to speak, or, with that cute guy or gal that you're into. And you're building that rapport, you're building that relationship, because no one wants to get married in the first date, or no one even wants to get married before the first date, right? And you've got to give your audience, just like you would a real life relationship, some time to get to know you, to build that trust, to build that rapport, so that when you do get to the commitment stage at the very bottom of your funnel, you can actually ask with confidence for them to hand over some money for your services. And the funny and the somewhat ironic thing about that is, if you're able to do that, then that basically means that when you do get to the bottom of your funnel, it's going to be a lot cheaper for you to convert those leads, and your conversion rates are going to be a lot higher, because you have pre-qualified those people and made them go through those steps, as opposed to just going out on Facebook and being like, "Yo, everyone, buy my shit." And it's a lot more effective putting them through, and it's a lot. I don't know about you or whoever's listening, but I really enjoy it when I market to in a really non-invasive way, somewhere that's, I like to not be treated like a walking wallet as a consumer. And I definitely disrespect businesses that do just expect me to give them my money. It's like, can you woo a girl first? Fuck. But basically, the commitment stage is where you ask your audience to pay for your products or services, or you ask them to make a purchase.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, because when you enter a website and you see, okay, buy our kitchen for $5,000, it's kind of, it's scary. You don't know where you're getting yourself into. But when you build a relationship with the company, when you met the person, come into your home, give you a free estimate, and kind of build the relationship, then it's kind of easier for you to give out that $5,000 at the end of the funnel. But instead of just asking for the sale right away. Yeah,
that's totally right, and it's largely just based on how people work, right? Like, people want to do business with people, and they want to do business with they don't want to do business with faceless organizations. They want to be able to do business with people that they trust, and it's even more important if you're a small business, or if you're a startup, if you're like a single person's entrepreneur, solopreneur, because if they don't know or have never heard of you before and have no idea what you're on about, what your values and attitudes are and the way in which you operate, like, if they're going to hand over, say, $5,000, for a new kitchen, then they want to make sure that you can definitely bet that they're going to go and do their research, because $5,000 is a lot of money, especially for a new kitchen, and maybe less, maybe more, but regardless, people are going to go and do their research, and you've got all of these different variables ticking around in people's mind. You've got your competitors as well that are also trying to get your customers or your prospective customers hard-earned cash, and you've got all these different variables going on in the purchasing decision that your prospect's making. And if you can build a relationship with them, I can almost guarantee that if you build that relationship correctly and in the right way, you're going to have a way higher likelihood of converting those customers, as opposed to going cold to an audience that's never heard of you before.
So, and how does it look in real life? What are some kind of key ingredients to an effective funnel? What tools and how does it all come together on?
Yeah, for sure. So let's use the new kitchen example.
Yeah.
And let's assume that this new kitchen, let's say this kitchen company that's targeting customers in Montreal, is wanting to do all of their funnel online. They want to do no more traditional. They just want to do it all digitally, right? So a way in which they might target their customers is, like I said earlier, through Google AdWords or SEO. Let's just say we're using Google AdWords. So let's say if you're using Google AdWords, and this is a very, very just top level example, I'm not going to go into nitty gritty, but let's say a very basic example, their funnel might look like this. They use Google AdWords to target people that are looking for kitchen renovations, kitchen appliances, kitchen designs, kitchen layouts, etc. in Montreal, in, let's say, a 50 kilometer radius around central Montreal, right? Or around one of the main central suburbs that's close to Montreal. And inside that 50 kilometer radius, they're targeting people that are searching for keywords related to the ones that I just said earlier. And what they're doing is targeting those people on Google. So when they type in those keywords, their ads pop up. Yeah. And if those people have that problem and they see the ad as a solution or potential solution to their problem, that is getting a new kitchen or renovating their kitchen, then they're most likely going to click. You click the ad might take them to like a blog article, which could help them with the same blog article that I mentioned earlier in terms of tips for renovating your kitchen this summer. or it could be a request a quote, right? A request a quote lead form, and that request a quote lead form might just ask for the simple, first name, email address, and maybe a phone number, or maybe less, just the first name and email address. Or you could go straight to offering like a lead magnet. You could offer some kind of PDF cheat sheet or blueprint. 99 things I wish I knew, or every couple needs to know before renovating their first kitchen, something like that, right? And they could download that, and by downloading that, they're giving you your contact information. And let's say they just downloaded it and you've got their first name and email address. You might then start them on a 45-day email sequence with your email marketing platform. I personally use ConvertKit. It's awesome. And that email marketing sequence might drip out, say, one email every week for, a 2, 3, 4, 5 week period. And all those emails that are being sent out are just focusing on being useful, right? It's focusing on building that relationship. And then by the end, you might try and upgrade your relationship with that prospect that originally started their search on Google AdWords using another lead magnet, or you might try and escalate their relationship into finding out more about your services, or actually getting on the phone with them and calling them to work out whether you're someone that's going to, or whether they're a customer that wants your services or not. And then from there, you basically move them, they'd automatically be moved into the commitment stage of your funnel, where you can pretty much ask the question, do you need a quote, or would you like me to come out and have a chat with you, or do you want to have a coffee, or do you want to show me your space, whatever. And that's kind of, I think I've done an okay job of visualizing the general steps that people would go through. And the cool thing is that once you get to the end of that, say 35-day, 40-day period, you've built, a bit of rapport and a bit of a relationship. And you've also demonstrated that you are competent at what you do as a service provider. And that's, another main thing. You got to, prove that you're competent, you can actually do the job. And, let's say you convert 20 or 30% of those leads that you got through, or those initial clicks that you got through, and that's okay. Like, that'd be really, really good, actually. And that's awesome, because that means if let's say you had 100 clicks, you convert 20% of those, you get 20 clicks, it's 20 people, 20 times 5,000 is, I'm really bad at math, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a decent amount of business, and that's the kind of general process and the step that you go through as part of your funnel.
Oh, that's great. What are maybe some biggest mistakes that you've seen people kind of do when they try to build their funnels, maybe themselves, or what are the key elements they miss when they try to?
Yeah, absolutely. This is probably the biggest problem that I see every single entrepreneur make that wants to build their own funnel for their business, and it's not a sexy thing at all to do, but it's so crucial to everything in your funnel being successful, and that is do your market research, right? You've got to know who your customer is. You've got to know what they're after. You've also got to know what you're offering, and that might seem somewhat simple, but you'd be surprised to see how many people don't actually know what really, at the core, what their business does, and more importantly, why their business does what they do. And I would really encourage any entrepreneur, solopreneur, startup, business, small business, whatever, to really have a cold, hard think about what they do, but more importantly, why they do what they do, and working out why customers would buy from you instead of buying from your competitors. And once you've done that, you can then use that as kind of like a foundation to do your market research, and then do your market research, and then craft the right offer at the right price point, work out what your competitors are doing, work out whether you're competitively priced, because if you're not doing your market research, that's fine. I can guarantee you that your customers are doing their market research, because people are very, very much self-inclined, and they want to get the best price and the best value possible. And if you're rude enough to not do the market research for what your competitors are doing in your market space, then your customers aren't going to come to you, because that's just rude, and they're going to get a better deal and a better offer somewhere else. That's the biggest thing that I see, the biggest mistake, not doing your market research. The other thing that I would recommend doing, it's not so much of a mistake, but it's what people don't necessarily do, and that is split testing. So what you think may be really great, or a really great marketing message, or a really great lead magnet, or a really great process for your funnel, you may think it's like the best thing since sliced bread, but your customers, who are the most important decision makers in your business realistically, might not think that. And if they don't think that, the way in which you've marketed to them, or the way in which you've pitched your proposal, the way in which you design your lead magnet, or the headlines, or whatever, if they don't like it, then they're not going to buy from you. So we definitely need to split test and provide different variations of all of the same, or different variations of the same ad copy, lead magnets, headlines, whatever, and then let the data decide for you what is best. Because, like I said, the customer's always right.
And I think another one would be probably not providing enough value through the funnel. That
Yep.
I think a lot of businesses kind of jump into selling too early, so they don't spend enough building the relationship. They might send one email and then, oh, here's the product, come buy it, or let's.
That's exactly right. So you don't want to, if we're using the dating analogy, you don't want to, ask the girl to go home with you after you bought them one drink, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Same thing, right? You don't want to ask someone to buy from you the second after they've read one of your blog articles, because I can guarantee you that the answer is going to be fuck off.
Correct. One thing is, I think the funnels, which another mistake in advertising I see is, a lot of people, like, funnels don't only work with Facebook ads or Google AdWords. They can just even work with your flyers, your business cards. In your flyer and business card, you can put the same lead magnet, as you said, 10 mistakes I wish I knew before renovating my kitchen, right? And find out here. So instead of just leaving your email or your website, I think that's a good idea as well, to leave the address to your lead magnet, so you can kind of capture the emails right away.
Absolutely. So the channel in which you're using, traditional flyer, handout, snail mail, Facebook, Google, whatever, the channel doesn't matter, right? As long as the function and the mechanics of your funnel is pretty much going to be the same, and the methodology behind what you're doing is pretty much going to be the same. It's just the channels that are changing. And if you can interlink all those different aspects of your funnel, both real life and online, then it'll be sweet and it'll work. You've just got to make sure that it all connects together. So I wouldn't get too hung up on, you have to do it online or you have to do it offline. I definitely recommend that online's probably going to give you better results and be more targeted and, give you more, you'll be able to track the results a lot better. And you probably also want to market to where people are spending their attention, which is online, digital, in the 2017 world, but still doesn't discount the fact that traditional platforms still work and that they still have merit in using.
Yeah, it's a big difference when you kind of get somebody to go to your homepage, or when you get somebody to go visit that, kind of download that PDF of 10 mistakes. It's really kind of precisely targeted, and you get the contact information where everybody, when people go to your website, they just kind of look at the information. You say, oh, we are the company, we do that, and there's no relationship.
Yeah, it's just like 100%. So it's just like getting a girl's number. It's just like getting a dude's number, right? You see someone out that you like and you want to start a relationship with them, or you want to just get to know them. You get their phone number so you can continue the conversation. It's the same thing online. Like, someone comes across your blog article and they enjoyed your blog article and they want to learn more about you. Where do they sign up to your list? Or conversely, like, you have a bunch of people that come to your website and you want to consume more and more of your content because you know that there's someone you want to, that's going to want or have a likelihood of wanting to purchase from you in the future. Then how do you get their contact information so you can continue or start to build that relationship?
Oh, this is excellent. All right, Paul, just to wrap this up, how can you help businesses with their marketing and with their funnels especially?
Absolutely. So you can head over to my website, which is paulramondo.com. We'll drop it down in the notes below. And there's I just blog heaps about digital marketing, funnels, and Facebook ads. Specifically, and more importantly, spoiler alert, this is a lead magnet. If you want to learn how to build your very first Facebook funnel, I recommend going to paulramondo.com/Facebook-funnels-101. And I'll leave that note in for you down there as well.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Paul, so much for joining. This was incredible. Lots of information.
No worries at all.
And
thanks for having me, Max. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, don't take this lightly because this can actually change your business. Like, this is really powerful stuff.
100%. 100%.
All right.
Awesome. Best of luck, guys, and talk to you soon.
Thank
Peace.
you.